Another presentational concept to keep in mind as you design your slides is the idea of repetition. Now, repetition obviously comes with size, shape, and color. So let's go ahead and go back to our presentation here, and we'll notice that we have our different shapes. Now, we want all the shapes to be the same, so I'm going to go ahead and delete the odd shapes here. And now I have the same shapes that I want to create sort of a repetitive pattern. So we're going to create 4 patterns in 4 different corners here, and to do that I want to have the same sizes. So I want to make sure that this is the same size as the other circle here, and if I can't get it exactly the same size, I can do sort of a cheating, and you'll notice that it's a slightly different shade of color as well. So what I'll do is I will just delete that, and again go to the object that I want to do, and I'm just going to hit Command or Control D, and that's going to duplicate that object. And now I have added 4 circles, and I've made sure that they are directly in a square using the guidelines. Now, once I've done that, I want to keep them together. I don't want them to move outside of the square. So if I want to make them a group, which means that they will not lose their shape, I can select each one using holding down Shift key and selecting each one, and I right click and I can hit group. Now this will group all the objects. So if you notice, when I grab this, it's just going to move that. However, if I grab one of these, it's going to grab all 4 at one time. Now, once I've put that into the corner that I want it to appear in, let's go ahead and create some other patterns. And I'm going to click on both, and now I'm going to duplicate both of these at the same time. So I just hit Command D or Control D, and now I have my grouping for a set of 4 of squares. And now when I click on this, you can see I have now added a pattern to my squares. Now again, I will go and click on this, and what I'll do is right click and click group, and now when I move it, I move them as a group as well. Now if I want to make sure the group is the same size as the other group, I can come here and just overlap it a bit, and now I know that those are pretty much similar sizes. Now let's go ahead and come down here and let's do the same thing. I'm going to duplicate this one object 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and now I have the same pattern for the same, and now I have a repetitive square 4 times, and I just, now instead of hitting the Shift key, I can use my multiple select by just dragging and then going over these 4 patterns or 4 objects, and you can see that it selects all of them. Now of course, as I said, I want to make sure they're even with the other one up top, and I right click now, and I want to make sure that they're grouped so I don't lose that. And now if I click on one of the groups, obviously I have 3 sets here. You can see that this one's a bit wider than the other one, so I'm going to make that a little bit less wide. And now I can click on one group. Now I've only clicked on the group, but if I hit Command or Control D, I have now successfully duplicated that entire group. Then I come back, and let's say I want to change the color, fill color of this group. So I come up here, and I'm going to change it to a brownish yellow. And then I move this over to my other corner. Now, once I've done that, we can then add an idea of repetition in the sense of animation to our slides. So if I come over here and I want to say, I want to ungroup these 4 things, I am just going to right click and I say ungroup. And now if I click on them, they're not